I hit a wrong button right as I was getting ready to go.
All right, everybody. Hello, it's Russ and Carrie from The Roads We Roam.
Hi, guys.
We are currently in Bozeman, and we are looking at the Walmart parking lot to possibly boondock in tonight. It's going to be far different from our amazing site we had in Phillipsburg.
We went to Phillipsburg, Montana, where we went to a sapphire mine, and that area, no service whatsoever, no cell phone coverage, no internet. Russ was starting to get the shakes and have withdrawals from not being connected online.
I know.
For
18 hours.
18. He probably has it down to the minute and seconds. He's just kind of downgrading it.
Yeah.
Right here.
So if you guys don't know, there's a place called Gem Mountain, which is a sapphire mine, just outside of Phillipsburg. It's kind of between Phillipsburg and Anaconda, Montana. You can find gems there. Carrie and I got about, I think, over 100 carats total, but we
not
got
all in one big one. Though.
Yeah, yeah. But we got more than 3. How many nice ones that were cuttable?
I want to say at least 9 or 10.
Yeah, 9 or 10 that were cuttable and can go on jewelry. Carrie actually got 3 of those done. But anyways, long story short, if you go there and you mine, say $27 for one bucket, you get to stay in their campground for free. And it's a beautiful campground.
Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to get caught up here because
right.
we have a bunch of people in the room already.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We have Jim from Eagle's Nest, and he's already 2 shots and 2 beers ahead of us.
I'm catching up, Jim. Probably not. This is probably all I'm drinking because I still got to go over to the parking lot over here.
Welcome to our Friday night wine.
Yep.
I have Barefoot Red Moscato, $7.97 Walmart. Can't go wrong with that. It's one that I've had before, kind of a good old standby.
Standby, yeah.
We have Donna Delahunty from Scottsdale.
Hello, Donna.
She didn't fry with all the hot weather that they've been having lately. Well, I would assume she hasn't because she's still
here. Yep, yep.
RVDM is here.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike.
If you, Mike and Tiffany.
Tiffany, sorry.
Yeah. So if you guys look at our last video, it's called RV Apps. Mike and Tiffany, RVDM, did a collab with us, and along with several other channels.
And they did
as a matter of fact, Eat, Sleep, RV, Repeat. Lou and Angie were part of that too.
If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's great. Lou and Angie did WinZap, which I had never heard of before.
Yeah, and we couldn't find it, so we had to go back and we got it. Yeah.
I will be updating that. David Elwell's here. David and Susan are here.
Hey, David, Susan.
Hello, you two. Dennis Throckmorton. The Montana project, that's why I had said Mike and Trina, because they were popping up right as you were saying by the RVDM. He's sporting a Montana hat, a very certain Montana hat. They got it.
Nice.
I was so proud of myself for actually getting to the post office to mail you the Montana hat.
Well, yeah.
Now, I went there to go pick up our mail that we were having sent from Livingston. Forgot to pick up our mail because I was so excited and focused on sending out your mail.
Yeah.
So I had to go back the next day to get our mail. Adria Chang, hello from Miami. Hi,
hey, Adria.
Kate, greetings from Glendo, Wyoming.
Yeah, she's been taking some beautiful pictures. I've been seeing them on Facebook. So great stuff there, guys.
We should highlight that one of these times to do some pop-up because we have so many talented people.
Yeah.
That we have
follow
talked with.
And talk to.
Yeah, from quilt making to photography. We could highlight some of the musicians and things like that. We should try to find a way to do that. Crow's Nest, hi all. Vanda.
Hey, Vanda.
We're getting close to Canada. We are getting very close to Canada.
Yes.
Russ just realized the other day, Montana touches Canada. Russ's geography.
Well,
this is because why I don't let him navigate.
I just never really thought about it, and then I was like, "Oh my goodness, we are north." I'm so used to being down south where we've lived all this time, and then to be up here, I knew, but I guess I didn't realize it. Kind of like after you and I had been married about 6 months when I was 19 years old, and I just said, "Holy crap, we're married!" Oh my goodness, Montana's on the border of Canada. One of those things. Same thing.
Crow's Nest, there's a connection. My good friends own the Washoe Theater in Anaconda.
Oh.
Ask for Jerry, he'll give you a tour. rates 10 in the nation for beauty, art, deco style. Amazing.
Oh.
I will take him up on that. I'm going to go and search
Yeah.
Jerry next time we go back.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Yeah, we are. We plan on
There's
going
a
back
place.
there.
There's an old ghost town up there that we want to check out.
That's one of the really cool things where we are based in West Yellowstone. Quick half-day trip. You know, we can get out to all these really cool places. And, I mean, I get out of the RV to go to work every day. Russ is stuck working in the RV, so it's a great way for a change of scenery. We get excited for our quote-unquote weekend, that we get out to try all these cool places. And we had a rough idea that there would be a lot in this region, but didn't really have that much of an idea.
So much to do out here.
Where did we stop today? That was just by luck. We stopped to get lunch somewhere, and there was this prison museum, law enforcement museum.
Yeah, something.
Deer Lodge.
Deer Lodge, yes.
Yeah, I mean that was totally unplanned, and we spent 2 hours there.
Oh yeah, Deer Lodge was amazing. That prison museum and the car museum and all that stuff. You get like 5 museums for
$12.
Well, we had a military veteran discount.
Oh, that's right.
But for $15, and that pass is good all year long. You can come back
Yeah.
as many times as you want within a year.
Totally worth it.
Yep.
Stacy said, "Hiya, honey's birthday girl. You probably have a package at the candy store waiting for you." I got a text from my boss today once we got back in cell phone coverage, letting me know it's safe. So I'm so excited. So I'm going to restrain myself, and I will open it up on Sunday's live stream.
Oh, there you
So
go.
that way you can see it. So thank you, Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a great birthday. Thank you, everyone, for all the birthday wishes.
So a lot of people are asking what I got Carrie. Some people had talked, because we had talked about some photography lessons and all. So what I got is we are doing, Carrie's always enjoyed horseback riding from when she was a little girl. And we are getting horseback riding trip in Montana.
We're going to do the whole half-day one.
Yep.
So that will be coming up soon. We just have to find when I have my days off, and we can work that in the schedule. So I'm really excited about that. Donna is reminding everyone, please take a second and hit that like button.
It helps us out so much. Thank you, guys.
Ooh, Penny G. Hi, Penny. From Saskatchewan, Canada.
Nice.
That is a tough word to spell. I was like hesitating trying to say it. I figured I knew how to say it, but Jim said, saw the apps video, nice job. Oh, by the way, I don't think I ever said, but I'm in North Carolina.
Oh.
Beautiful area. We were just talking about that area today, where we're thinking, my dad said that we can store our little Guy Max on his property when we're not using it.
Yep.
So we will probably be heading back at some point this fall to bring it back there and deliver it. So
yeah, and then we plan on hitting that East Coast area for a little bit. So yeah.
Okay, somebody's taken this Friday night wine to a very fancy level.
Okay.
Alan Bean says Friday night whiskey, Old Ezra, 7-year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a lot of whiskey fans in this room.
Yeah. Me, myself included.
Eat Sleep RV Repeat says, I have a quiz for Russ.
Okay.
Send it his way.
Nothing like
challenge him.
Putting me on the spot.
Challenge him. Adventures in Nomadness. Happy Friday.
Hey guys.
Happy Friday. Oh no,
we're
it looks
frozen.
like we froze. I hope not. And it's a very unflattering pose too. Oh, come on.
We'll tell here because it'll go. Just keep talking.
Keep talking. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it'll come back in, but I don't think so. I think we're actually frozen.
So what happens when we get frozen? Well, we're getting more
chat. So Lori's RV life, making fun from fun. Well, I can't read that far. So what did it say?
She said, "Hi friends." So that's Lori's RV life.
Okay.
Hey Hoss, we got Hey
Hoss. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Oh, not frozen here, so they're getting
awesome.
it.
We'll just keep going then.
It's a good thing, didn't do anything embarrassing, like get up real close to the camera and stare at it.
Pick my nose or something like that.
They can still hear us, but still frozen. I mean, we pulled in purposely. We found a lot of great campsites in the Bozeman area.
Yeah.
Beautiful area, but the Wi-Fi or the internet connections were listed as not that great. So we came here. It says we have full bars and LTE.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
why we chose this glorious spot looking at a tree. But let's hope it will catch up. At least
Okay,
people can
not
still
not a
hear.
big deal. People can still hear us, and that's
It's
the
like a-
important part
It's
here.
like a podcast.
Yeah.
So Randy's Adventures said we just pulled into a lakefront gorgeous campsite and it's thundering. So Princess is
Oh
not
boy.
liking it.
Yeah. Our dogs. Well, little Billy freaks out from thunder too. When we were in that campground in just outside of Phillipsburg, we got a good little quick lightning storm there in that valley.
So hopefully your storm is quick. That way your dog doesn't have to stress out because
Yeah.
we know that we tend to stress out when our pets stress
Yeah.
out. This nomadic idea. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Yellowstone is vast and beautiful. We have only begun to see parts of it. So,
Yeah, just touched the tip of the iceberg there.
yep. Okay. Jim says the area in North Carolina, Fuquay, Varina, about 15 to 20 miles southwest of Raleigh.
Oh, good. Yeah, we plan on. North Carolina has an emerald mine there that I
Oh,
want to
yes.
go to. Go mine some emeralds.
And I thought we mentioned it, but I don't want to miss it just in case. Lori's RV Life, making fun more fun, said hi, friends.
Hey,
Hi,
Lori.
Lori. Stacy said, woohoo, love the collab from Thursday's video. Nice to see all you YouTubers together with great travel info. No way better than to see the West from horseback. Did that in Cody, Wyoming.
Very cool.
Why does that not surprise me that Stacy
Yeah.
has done stuff like that? Adria said, we can hear you, that's good.
Okay.
That picture's still frozen.
Yeah,
And why
that's
do
all right.
pictures always freeze
Well,
that way?
You can't help what you can't help, so press on.
So this nomadic idea said frozen in Atlanta still. But you're frozen looking at me adoringly.
Look at the love in those eyes.
Vandus.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Russ is just staring. Yes.
Longingly.
Longingly. Oh, that is hilarious.
Hey, it could have been more unflattering.
This
Have
is
you
true.
seen those? Like, sometimes when I'm picking a thumbnail and I mess with you, I was like, Carrie, this is what I'm going to use. And you're like,
Oh, he's horrible because when you're doing a live stream thing, it makes you pick a picture real quick just to set it. Are you hitting something behind
No,
me?
I'm-
Okay. And yeah, usually he makes really goofy faces, but he fixes them before they go up on YouTube. One of these days, he's gonna
it won't
miss
let me edit, so it'll just be a really goofy
So
face.
if you
or
ever
something.
see a really goofy face, that's what happens. David said, "When you're frozen, do you want to build a snowman?"
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
warm
wanna
out here
build a
right now.
snowman?
I would welcome that right now.
I'm thinking of a song from Disney
Yeah.
for that one, but I won't sing it to get it in everyone's head. Let's see. 3 for the Road RV is here now.
Hey
Hi.
guys, thanks for joining
Just
us.
to let you know, it seems to be frozen for a lot of people here, but
Yeah, the only way
audio is
to
still
only
working.
way to fix it is to back out and then come back in, and I'm afraid we will lose stuff that way. So
then you can just sit there and watch Russ staring longingly at me, apparently.
yeah. This is our podcast version of the live cast.
Okay, so here is the quiz from Lou and Angie.
Okay.
Please explain tab, tag, little guy, Liberty Outdoors, etc., and who belongs in
yeah.
what category. It is a source of confusion for me.
Yeah. So
So New Camp produces and manufactures
tab
tabs and tags.
Yes.
And Liberty Outdoors owns Little Guy.
Yeah, and they do Little Guy Max. They do the Mini Max,
My Pods.
the My Pods, and I guess at one time they were the same company, and then they split, from what I understand. But I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really gone so much into detail on that.
Exactly. So the tab and the tags fall under New Camp, and they're getting ready to come out with a couple others that we just
Well,
saw.
yeah, you were telling me about that 28-foot one.
Mhm.
That you
Oh,
saw?
and then the one you didn't see is a really tiny one that's like a teal blue
Mhm.
color that is like
Oh,
so totally
is that
adorable.
the one that the Delaney's had a picture of?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was some European design.
No, well, maybe they got inspired from
was
a European design.
Trying to take the top off of it. The top's already off.
All right, you're done. So, Barefoot Adventures. Hi, guys. Sorry, just got back from dinner. Welcome, welcome. It appears we are frozen, but you can still listen in. You just can't. You can stare at Russ staring longingly at me, apparently, in our frozen image. Hopefully, it'll correct itself.
Yeah, I just don't want to mess with it. We've got
Okay.
like 38 people in here right now.
So, Donna said that cute little new camp one that they did, it's called Barefoot.
Barefoot.
It's an English design and it's in a powder blue.
Yeah.
And it is the cutest thing ever. Except I don't think all of us could comfortably fit into it full time.
No.
No.
I am Mary. I just saw Mary's comment.
Yeah, she said you look so in love.
Yes.
Oh. See, Abby wants to get in on that too. She's like, wait a minute.
There's not enough room, honey. You'll knock my beer over. Stay down.
But, you know, that's the interesting thing because for them to be rolling out some of these newer ones, even if they're, I don't know if they're concept ones or not. We'll have to talk to Patrick and Patty.
Yeah.
But for the new ones to be rolling out this time of year is kind of interesting because you would have expected it earlier, but I think it's the best time to do it because everybody's out and about and seeing them, and I love the concept of those big gatherings that they're doing right now.
Yeah, the U Camp thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that was one of the big things as RVers we were looking forward to when we first started because you didn't know people. You know, we didn't know anyone at the time, and so we joined Escapees, and we were really looking forward to the big gatherings.
Yeah.
And that's how we did start making a lot of face-to-face meetups with different people, and then it just slowly grows from there. So any type of these big gatherings, whether it's Escapees, New Camp, or any of these type of groups, pick a group and join them, and you'll just start growing your RV family that way.
Yeah, definitely.
So Stacy said the Barefoot is currently being made in the UK and coming for manufacturing here soon.
Oh, I will have to talk to I've got a lot of friends in the UK from metal detecting, and they've always really liked the little guy Max, so I'll have to let them know about the Barefoot.
Yeah, I think. Well, you know, we were just talking about that the other day that because I kind of keep my eye on a lot of different news articles and whatnot, I get all excited when I see like a new prototype coming out and then I realize it's in Germany or it's overseas. Like, why do they get they get those really cool streamlined, almost futuristic looks? I think they're ahead of the U.S. market.
Oh, they are when it comes to concept and design. Yeah, of course.
So I'm glad to hear that some of that design and technology is making its way.
Did you see that one really light teardrop type camper that's made out of chicken feathers?
Yes.
Yeah. I've got the article. I think I sent it to you.
I mean, they're all kind of epoxied together.
Yeah, they're in a resin or an epoxy, but yeah, it's a pretty cool idea.
Haas said, I'm going to save this pic and put my face on there.
Which one, on Carrie's or my face?
Yeah, he's going to have his face on mine so that we can have you looking longingly at him.
Hey, I love y'all. I love you, man.
Oh, that just made my night. Mary said, no Billy ears tonight.
Yeah.
She is between us, but with the frozen picture... And even if it wasn't frozen, right now I just tried to move her and she's not having it.
Yeah, she just opened her eyes, that's all. She's like, nope.
No, she gives that little side
Oh my goodness, my mom just popped in. Janice Day. I haven't seen Mom lately. Mom's been quite busy. My grandmother, 99-year-old grandmother, moved in with my mom, so I've been cutting her some slack on these live broadcasts because she's out on the
But she has
East
been
Coast.
missed.
Yes, she has. So glad to see you here, Mom.
Katie D is here. She said she's going to the Hershey show in September. Curious if the Barefoot prototype would be there. You know what? If they had it out at this Ohio thing, I think
maybe
it would be nice to see it in person.
Well, you know, September might be a little early for us. You know, because we are heading that way.
Yeah, but...
We had wanted to do Hershey, and then some things came up, but I don't know, maybe we can
still have a
swing
reservation.
Hershey. Yeah.
We still have a reservation. I hadn't canceled it yet, just
That
in
was
case.
for the 18-foot little guy Max, though, not the 34-foot.
Oh, I'll have to double check
Class
that
A.
because now we might be out of luck.
Yeah.
But maybe we can tell if somebody else wants to go that has one that fits, we could.
True.
Stacy, the Avia should be out dealers in the next few weeks. Now, Stacy, is that the 28-foot one that Russ mentioned. Because I am curious to see. It's interesting because I kept thinking of New Camp being the smaller type and the truck camper. So if they're breaking into that 28-foot market, that's very interesting.
New Camp seems to have their stuff together, especially when it comes to production with new models and all. They're coming out with them quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like that, and who knows how long it might have been in. This could. You know that from the manufacturing side, where you guys have had things in plans for years, but the consumer might just suddenly see 2 or 3 or 4 come out all at the same time, and it might seem like, oh, this is, all of a sudden, but it really isn't. So they might have had this as their long-term strategy.
Yeah,
for a
very
while.
true, very true.
And then let's see. You said hi to Mom. Everybody's liking Haas's thing. Okay, Stacy. The Kedron, or Kedron, Australia, is awesome and very far ahead in design. A washer in a 20-foot trailer.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would come in handy. We've run into that problem on several occasions. And really, that's one of our bigger expenses nowadays. I think you're going to see in this week's coming video, or tomorrow's video, me having to go and get $40 in quarters for the laundry room. If we had our own washer, we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Well, if you're plugged in like we are at a work camping spot, that would not be an issue because of the water. The only downside to washers in the units that I've heard from people is if you're out boondocking and doing things, you really don't want to use it then, because it does take up so much of your water.
Yeah, I would imagine water. It takes up a lot of water as well as water storage.
But this Nomadic Idea has a portable washer and dryer that they can run on solar.
Oh, nice.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how
Well,
much...
you still have to deal with water at that point.
Yeah, you still... So. I mean, but if you have enough water, then...
Well, I mean, like with us, with 960 watts of solar here, we could run any washer and dryer as well, set up here.
Although we did learn a lesson the other night when we were heading to Phillipsburg. We boondocked one night, and we forgot to switch the fridge over from running off of the solar to
running off of battery
to propane. So when we woke up in the morning, and we've boondocked several times in this already, where we'd wake up in the morning and the battery would still have its little smiley face emoji, and then it would just be like a hair less than full. We woke up and it was down. We got like a not happy. It wasn't sad, but it was kind of a mad face.
Yeah, it was just but the problem with that is, I mean, we can run anything during the daytime. We can run the air conditioner during the daytime. We can run the microwave during the daytime because the solar panels create enough energy to replace all that. But at nighttime, that's another story. And we just completely forgot to switch the fridge over from electrical to propane. And I'm glad we figured it out, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you figured it out. We were sitting there racking our brains half the morning trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because we were like, all we really ran was 2 little portable fans. I'm talking like these are the ones that can run off of a USB, so they don't have a big draw. We ran that, and then the fan, our fantastic fan, which isn't too big of a draw, especially for our lithium batteries here. And we just couldn't figure it out, and then it just hit me. I don't know what it was. I think maybe I walked by the fridge and saw that it was on AC, and I was like, oh boy, AC all night. During the daytime, not a problem. I probably will run it on AC during the daytime, but not at night.
So just to get caught up so they know I didn't miss it, Mom had wished me happy birthday again.
Yep.
And then Haas started singing to me, as well as Mary. Mary started singing happy birthday to you. And somebody said in here, Haas said, you guys sing terrible, haha. Oh, you guys, I love it. So, yes, this Nomadic Idea said they only use it when they're hooked up to water.
Yeah.
Which, makes a lot of sense in some campgrounds where if you can just get, where they don't have, you get the water hookups, but they don't have the electric. You don't have to pay for the full hookups.
Okay, gotcha, yeah. Usually the way that is you have electrical and water, but
No sewer.
no
Oh,
sewer.
that's what yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you kind of deal with that area more than I do.
But still, that's a problem because you'll fill your gray tanks at that point.
That is true.
So yeah, no, that makes sense. Is if you have full hookups or at least water and sewer, that's probably when I would do it too, and it saves you a lot of time.
Well, it saves you from trudging back and forth or waiting. I feel immense stress when I walk into a laundry room,
Mm-hmm.
like a public laundry room at an RV camp or any laundromat, really. And even if nobody's in it, like the one at the apartment complex out by where we're at, nobody was in there. Not a single unit was being used, and there's like 4 in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel guilty if I use more than 2. I won't use more than 2 because I want to, and I'll sit there and just maybe use that same one, and it'll take me 4 hours to get through
Yeah.
if we haven't done laundry in a while because I'm only using the one machine. But I feel that stress
That's a difference
that
between
somebody
me
else
and you.
would walk in and then they couldn't do their
The
laundry.
old adage, the early bird gets the worm.
Well, you know, what if they have to do it?
I know, you're a lot nicer than I am.
Crow's Nest asked, do you think you'll do more work camping? Are you enjoying it? I absolutely am enjoying it.
Yeah.
I work for great people.
Yep.
So I think whenever it makes sense for us to work camp and
See, here's the deal about work camping with us. We took this one more or less because we wanted to be able to talk about it and do it, and we really wanted to spend some time up here in West Yellowstone or Yellowstone, and it's expensive here in Yellowstone during peak season. Right now, you're looking at a minimum of $60 a night, you know, for campgrounds if you can get into some campgrounds.
if you can. I had a couple come into the store the other day and they were just exhausted and they needed a campground to stay at, and
Yep.
there is no Walmart in West Yellowstone. There are no random parking lots that you can just pull into.
And they all say no overnight parking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they get a lot of that up here. That's
and
why.
so I I listed down all the ones that I knew of. They checked them all out, came back about an hour later and said all of them are full. Do you have any other ideas?
Yeah.
They had the old flip phones, so
Okay.
they didn't
Oh,
have
no smartphone.
yeah, they didn't have the
yeah.
smartphone. So I checked around Hebgen Lake and some of the other ones for them. They wound up not coming back, so hopefully I'm crossing my fingers that they did find a
Yeah,
place
I
that
know
might.
it's an issue because before we went out on this trip, Carrie and I ran into Subway, and so I parked in the parking lot of the park there, and this Class C pulled in. This couple got out and they came up to the window and asked me, "Are you looking for a campground?" And I just kind of like, "What? Am I? No, I'm." And then it just hit me. I was like, "Wow, it's people. They're probably looking for a campground
Yes.
too." Or maybe they had just left a campground. Real nice people. I'm going to say, hey, there's an opening here if you hurry or something. But yeah, that's a real issue here. But that's mainly the main reason why we took this. There are some other ones that we're interested in, especially me. And I don't know why I want to do this, but I want to do the beet harvest once.
You can do it.
Yeah, it'll probably just be me at that point.
Just
but
for the experience, because
yeah.
you've heard so many RVers talk about it.
Exactly. So it'd be nice to be able to experience and see that. So the answer is yes, we probably will work camp, but probably not a whole lot. Just when it seems like, one, it's an experience we want to do, or two, it makes sense.
Well, we do have, and that's why I've really made it a priority to do these trips, schedule the trips on my days off.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, because we do tend to get antsy.
Yeah.
Now, we've
Oh, we
gotten
do.
used to this kind of nomadic life.
Oh, I know. Well, it's just sitting there for a week at a time. It's like, oh my goodness. When Carrie and I finally pulled into that campground at Gem Mountain there, and there was nobody there. I mean, all you heard was the wind through the trees.
And a little bit of the water from the brook.
The brook, yeah. I mean, that's it. And I remember I looked over at Carrie. I said, I haven't been this content in a while. And so it was good to get out and get away. Even though we're up in Yellowstone, we're in West Yellowstone, we're kind of in the city. So it's so nice to get out and move. And I love driving. You know, as long as this rig is going down the road, I'm pretty happy.
I can tell.
Yeah.
See, look at the picture on, just that look. It says it all. Unboxing Our Life is here. What
Hey,
a
guys.
wonderful evening. Hello. Hey, guys. Adventures in Nomadness says campground laundry rooms are a whole adventure in themselves. I agree.
They can be, yes.
There was one on our way up to Moab that I was in the laundry room and I'm sitting there in the chair because I wasn't sure. There were a lot of people waiting, and so as soon as your wash is done, you need to make sure to switch it. And I feel again stressed about that. So I was sitting in the chair and I'm looking around, and all the windows in the room are just steaming up, big time. The dryer vent on the back had popped off of the dryer, and it was just putting all that humidity and moisture in the air. And it was after hours, so there was nobody at the office. And I'm sitting there going, is it okay if I open up the windows? Do I leave the door open? This was a dilemma for me. And I tried to fix the thing back on there, but the dryer vent looked like it had been torn.
Yeah.
And then thankfully one of the women who was doing her laundry came in after, and she said, oh, that's been broken for the last 4 or 5 days. Just leave the door open. I was like, where were you like 30 minutes ago? Mom, yes, we are frozen. The picture got frozen.
Yep.
The first couple minutes. The only way we can fix that is if we had shut down this live stream and
start over, and we lose the majority of the people.
But since everyone said that they could still hear us, we decided we would just keep on going.
Yeah, and we've got about 30 some people still, so I think we're gonna roll with it.
Yep. So Eagles Nest said, did you look at the Keystone Premier 22 RB or the Grand Design Imagine trailers?
Yes, we did actually.
Yeah.
I actually did 2 video tours of, I don't know if they were those exact models, but definitely did one of the Imagines, and
they're really nice.
yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I did a video review on those. A good friend of ours that sold us a Little Guy Max, Brent Smith in Las Cruces Holiday World, took us on a great tour of those.
I love the recliner seats where you looked across to the TV with the fireplace
Yes,
underneath it. And the bathroom was huge on that.
Yeah.
I really did like that. Stacy said, so what are your plans this weekend? So our weekend we're actually at the tail end of our weekend. I had Thursday and Friday off from work, and so we went up to Phillipsburg, Montana.
We went everywhere.
We went to Deer Lodge. We're in Bozeman right now.
We were in Butte.
And we'll be heading down rather.
Yeah.
Back to West Yellowstone tomorrow morning, and I just kicked. Well,
that's all right. They can't tell. They can't see. They can't see the camera, Joel. But yeah. So our weekends are Thursday, Friday right now, and we've had a really busy weekend. We're gonna check the Bozeman Walmart and see if it cleared out. It was pretty busy when we just drove by. But if not, it's only 2 hours back to West, so I think maybe we'll just head back to West. We can get in; it'll still be daylight, be about 9 o'clock or so.
It's up to you. I mean, you're the one that's driving, so if you're cool with that.
I'd like to get there tonight because then I can just start rolling on the Saturday video for everybody.
Very true. Three for the road RV said she was surprised that. They liked laundromats. Getting it all done in an hour and a half once a week is awesome.
That's very true, too.
I still have a lot to learn on those. Amanda and I learned this when we were in Phoenix. Very busy laundromat, but if you can grab a big one, you can put a lot more because the machines are a lot
huge
bigger.
Commercial drums.
But some of them are getting high tech and fancy. So this one didn't allow you to put your money into the machines. You had to go over to this one machine, load it onto a prepaid card.
Yeah, it's a good way to make extra money.
And then you use the card, but you can't get if you have more than $5 left on the card when you're done, you can't get anything. You couldn't get anything over and above $5 refunded back to you.
Yeah.
And I had put $20 in to get the card, and I still had like $11 left, and the woman said, well, you're out.
Like I said, it's a great way for them to make money. You know, I can't stand laundromats. I remember growing up, my mom and I used to go to those for several hours every weekend, and I loathe them. So typically now when I have to go to the laundromats, I go to wash and fold place. Carrie's like, "Where's the laundry?" I was like, "Somebody's doing it. I'll pick it up tomorrow."
Haas said it would be nice to work camp if you really don't have to and you enjoy meeting the folks. Nice change with a few extra bucks for the remodel.
That's pretty much the situation
Yeah.
that we're in. Like I said, we'll do it when it makes sense. We'll do it when we want to experience it.
We really, before we jumped into this, we really, I mean, not only did we downsize our household items, but we jumped into this with eliminating as much debt as we possibly could.
Mhm.
So it does make it easier for you to make certain decisions when you're on the road full time if you don't have a lot of that stuff looming over your head.
Exactly.
And now some people can, but then, you know, I didn't want that pressure
Nice
of
old
us.
bus there. Old schoolie went by. Nice.
I didn't want that pressure on us where if we want, because part of this lifestyle was to enjoy life more.
Yeah, de-stress.
And
Yeah.
de-stress a little bit. Now I will say, by work camping, the fact that we don't pay for a campsite,
Yeah.
that alone, and I know there's some work camping jobs that just offer that, and I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, because really when you look at work camping, and that's where the most value of what Carrie's doing right now, it's not the pay, but it's the money we don't spend.
Yes.
Because we are not spending any money to stay in a place with full hookups, and it's just like one of those things. A penny, you know, every penny not spent is a penny earned, basically.
Well, we looked back on our first 6 months. Now, for people that are new to our stream, we do have on our YouTube playlist as well as on our blog where we documented our first 6 months of expenses.
We did monthly expense videos.
And I recommend that to anyone
Mhm.
going forward with this lifestyle because it shows you certain habits that you can curtail before they become a really bad habit to break.
Yeah.
And we were falling into that trap of going to campgrounds. And at the outset, if you're looking at something that's, it's only $30 a night,
Mhm.
compare that to a hotel room, it seems really cheap. But if you're spending $30 every night,
Yeah.
well, that's more than $900 a
Well,
month in campground alone. That's on the low end.
And I would really, a lot of that was because we were new.
Yep.
And it was comfortable to go to a campground. And really, our rig couldn't sustain much longer than 3 days of boondocking. I think now it's a completely different story because we are very self-sufficient with the 960 watts
Yeah.
of solar, the lithium batteries, the 43-gallon tanks, and I think we have a 60-gallon freshwater tanks.
Yeah.
So we'll probably boondock a lot. Well, not probably. We will boondock a lot more, and it'll be cheaper. But really, over those 6 months, we did the math. We're averaging about $30 a night.
Yeah.
Or about $30 a day camping.
So if you can save that, that's huge. Now,
Yeah.
I'm noticing a lot of back and forth here. So I wanted to bring it up. People asking about washers and dryers and whether or not they're beneficial to have them on the rig. Adria, for example, she wants the feedback. They want to know they're going to be planning on buying their rig and whether or not that should be a feature that's included, or you just buy one to add on. Now, we had looked at a 40-foot diesel pusher when we were at the Escapees Escapade.
Yeah.
And I remember the big smile on my face when I walked into that bathroom and I was like, this comes equipped with one?
Yeah.
So, yes, I think it is very cool. If you can get a rig that already has it incorporated into it, that way it's there if you need it, but you're not trying to figure out where to put it after, that would be great. But then
Yeah.
again, there's also all these smaller...
But then again, really think about it. You're relegated at that point. Anytime you want to use it, you're going to need to be hooked up more often. But with that being said, with my loathing of laundromats, might be a good
well,
idea.
think about it. If we had one and we're at our work campsite...
Oh yeah, of course.
And we were
I'd be
hooked
all
up?
over it. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if you can get a rig that has it in it, it's a plus.
Yes.
It's a definite plus. Now for us, when we were first getting into this and I was a little apprehensive of finding laundromats wherever we went, I had considered a portable one, but we had such a little amount of space in that little guy Max.
Oh.
The only place it would have gone in was in our bathroom. And well, no, I had considered one. I was like, well, if we put it in the bathroom,
Yeah.
it can drain right through the wet bath drain, and we would be all set.
Yeah, but then you're just crawling around it when you have to use the restroom
Oh, I don't
and all
think
that
there'd
other
been
stuff.
but at that time you weren't letting me use the bathroom, so
Yeah.
I figured it was an option. So Unboxing Our Life said a washer in the RV is useful, but I guess it depends on one, whether you're staying at a campground with hookups
Exactly.
or boondocking.
That's what
Yeah.
I was saying. Yeah.
So just learning your camping style. Now, some of the things that we were thinking were must-haves. You know, you see a lot of these people coming out there with the must-have list on what you need to get before you start RVing. And I think a lot of it is not only RV specific, but it's also RVer
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah.
So my suggestion, if possible, is you get out there, maybe even if it's just renting a couple different RVs at first, go to Outdoorsy and maybe see if you can rent some units.
Yeah,
Find what you like.
our have to have list, probably from when we first started to now, is vastly different. We should look at doing a video about that.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a very interesting video.
Now, Haas, you're not on the wrong subject. We're just kind of going back and forth as I see comments coming through. Haas, going back to kind of work camping,
Hmm.
and he said, would nice to be find a job driving and for like a work camping job, driving and driver's safety. I did that for 20 years, could teach RV driving part-time.
That's funny you say that, because that is one of the biggest classes. So Carrie talked about escapees. They have these get-togethers where they have classes. They have an annual huge one, but they also have them all over the country on a smaller scale. And by far, the most populated class I went to was driver safety and RV driving. So there's a huge
Yep.
demand for that. You may want to check with Escapees if you're not already a member. If you are a member, I guarantee you that they would be very interested in
Yes.
having you
As a speaker.
as a speaker
Yes.
for them.
And then we could see him. We'd go there and go, "Hey, Haas."
Yeah, there's
We could yell.
there's also a school that travels along there. I met a lady that I actually saw in the Escapees class, and then I was out walking Abby at Moab at the Escapers
Oh, yeah.
conversion. I ran into her, and she had told me that she had got with the guy that was giving the class, and he gave her and her husband a personal, I think it was a 72-hour course over a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Unboxing Our Life is brilliant. I'm just going to put this out there.
Okay.
Because they have just combined our two conversation in a fantastic way.
Oh, wow.
They said maybe we should make a rig that is just full of washing and drying machines and then hit the campgrounds for an extra source of income.
There you go.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Or rather than just the campgrounds, hit those big, like, escapers convergences where everybody's out boondocking. They have these big boondocking events. If you can carry enough water, maybe you have one of you drive that and the other one drives a big water tanker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have it like half of it filled with water and half to get the gray water
A
after.
hot commodity. Yes.
That's brilliant. Stacy said last night Travels with Delaney live streamed. See, we were without cell phone
Yeah.
coverage. We'd missed it.
Yep.
But they mentioned a collab with us soon. Yes. So we are meeting up with them in the Tetons.
Yeah, we're going to travel down to the Tetons.
In
all
about
get
10
together.
days.
Super excited. We
Yes.
love Patty and Patrick.
So I'm really excited about that. And
Mm-hmm.
she said you'll probably get to see a moose for us.
Good.
That is the one animal that has eluded him so far.
I've seen wolf. I haven't seen a wild wolf, so that's one. But yeah, I've seen elk. I've seen grizzly. I've seen mule deer,
Eagles, antelope.
eagles, antelope. Yeah.
So,
No moose yet. I gotta
no
see a moose.
You will. We will see one before the end of summer. Don't
All right.
worry. So your mom said, Tutu and I think you've both done your homework and we're so proud of you. Wish we were there. Aw,
I wish you guys were here too.
So let's see. Bring a water truck. Yes, they
Yep,
like the idea of
yep.
the water truck. So Eat Sleep RV Repeat says, I think I missed something at the beginning. did you guys sell your mini Max? Well, we have the little guy Max, not the mini.
Yeah, we have the little
and we
guy.
did not.
Yeah, we still have it. So here's the plan here. We were thinking of all kinds of things. I was going to fly out to Vegas and pick it up and then drive it to Carrie's dad in Tennessee, and then I'd have to rent a truck at that point. But we're thinking that when we do get it, we're just going to head there in Boone, which is our Class A. I'm going to tow
this
Teddy behind Boone.
To be epic, we are going to hitch up the little guy Max to the back of Boone.
Yep.
And travel cross country.
Yeah,
So if you see Class A towing a little guy, that'll be us.
Yeah, we're gonna go all the way from Vegas to Tennessee with that.
That will be
interesting. We're keeping it right now. I mean, if we had a great deal come up, I don't know, but we're kind of excited about keeping it. But the problem right now is we have no control over that. If somebody comes in tomorrow and buys it, it's gone because it's consigned and we signed a contract. But once that contract is over, we have decided, you know what, this is just a great little trailer. We loved living in it for the 6 months.
We still want to go out on some trips because we have realized
there are areas we can't get to in this.
The Class A does have some limitations with accessibility, and it's a different type of camping. And I'd be lying if I didn't say when I saw pictures of that big old new camp gathering with all those cute little teardrops and stuff like that I would love if Tearstock comes around again or something like that.
Well, yeah, and here's the other really neat thing that it offers us is if so our son will be married here pretty soon. They've almost got their fiance visa for his fiance to come over from Northern Ireland. Our daughter is married as well. They will be moving to Kentucky here where her husband is from. Once he gets back, he's deployed right now for the military, and our daughter's in the military as well. But what I'm getting at with this is they are going to be starting their families pretty soon. And Carrie and I had often talked about, I wish we had the opportunity when we were younger and when the kids were younger to be able to go out and camp and have a trailer like this. Well, this gives us the great opportunity to let them borrow the trailer, take it out as they see fit, or come and visit us when we're boondocking somewhere or we're traveling somewhere.
Well, if you get comfortable hitching that up to the back of this and towing it, we could feasibly just have them where we could go to a campsite and then they could stay in that while we're in this.
I don't know about that.
We could all ride together up in the front of the Boone bus.
I don't know if I want to tow that much.
Just that one way, straight across Texas,
exactly.
and that's about it.
Yes.
But yeah, we were racking our brains trying to figure out, because we did get rid of our truck at the time, would we rent a truck, and Russ would have to fly out there. So this just seems to be it. If it starts to be a little squirrely where you don't feel comfortable, we can always rent a truck en route, and I can drive that behind you driving this. So we can do that. RVing is all about being flexible.
Yes.
That is probably the biggest thing that I have learned since we've been on the road. Bodie's here. Hey, Bodie.
Bodie, how's it going?
Rosebuds Travel. Lewis and Katie, say hi.
Lewis and Katie, hello guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. I meant to say this last week, but congratulations on your 100. I'm sure you're over that now.
Yeah.
But congratulations on your 100.
Your 100 subs, definitely.
Eagle's Nest said, I guess you're getting comfortable driving that big rig now that we're thinking of you towing the little guy.
You know what? It is. I feel very comfortable in this now. I still am super cautious just because that's when you start getting into trouble, is when you feel too comfortable. You know, I check my mirrors whenever I'm doing a right turn and all, but I learned a super cool trick, and it was from one of our viewers.
It was Frank.
It was Frank Mitzen.
Yep.
Yes, and he was a truck driver for his whole life, I guess. And he talked about using the left foot. I'm going to do a video on this because there's a couple other tricks that I've learned from videos I've watched and stuff that I've just learned on the road.
Jim's like, right turns.
Yeah, right turns. You got to be careful with those right turns. But the one trick that really makes this so much easier is use your left foot as a guide. And what you do is I just place my left foot where it normally sits, which is right next to the door, and I know that left foot, it's very easy for me to place my left foot at that point. If I want to be right on the line, well, then I just move the rig so my left foot is right on the yellow line if I want to give a lot of room to the right, or vice versa. It's just a way to get centered in the lane very easily. It's kind of hard to do this with words right now, especially since we're frozen. I can't even use hand and arm signals to explain it, but I'll use some graphics to show how easy it is to drive when you're using your left foot as a guide. You don't need to put tape. I've seen all these things about putting...
Oh, you watched tons of videos before, well, even right after we bought this, because it was such a quick decision.
Exactly. So I've seen all these videos of people putting tape on the windows and stuff to make sure you're centered and all. The problem with that is you have to sit exactly the same every single time, or those tapes are going to be just a little bit off. And an inch or two on the window, or an inch or two of maybe you're slouching, can mean a lot when you transfer it onto the road. So, but there is one tape that I like, and it was talking, whoever said right turns. Yes, definitely right turns are where you're going to get in trouble.
Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's Nest. Yeah. So I don't use it yet, but I am going to start using that. I'll explain that in the video that we make. But yeah, it's amazing how much easier it got when I learned that left foot rule.
Oh, I wanted to mention the other day, and this just made my day, and I can't remember if we've talked about it or if it was just on Instagram or something. The other day I'm at work, and this couple walks in, and this woman gets a huge smile on her face, and she's like, "Carrie!" Turned out it was Sherry and Mark, who they wound up last minute work camping at Island Park, which is just south of Yellowstone.
Yep.
Recently went full-time RVing, came across our channel, and she heard that I was working up in West Yellowstone. They came up to say hello. I love them. They're such a fantastic couple. Sherry said that she doesn't feel comfortable like speaking up during some of the videos.
That's understandable. There's a lot of people that don't ever comment.
Exactly, but just know when we say stop by, come by and see us and stuff, that was the best.
Yeah.
That made the rest of my day. They are such sweet people. And I'm thinking, if we can get some other people in the area all around the same time, we're going to coordinate a big old barbecue. There's a nice city park in town. We can all get together. They've got a little pavilion that's all covered.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a little impromptu get together.
I would love that.
Yeah.
So Rosebud says, I love the casita. So they drive in the little casita.
Yeah, they got a brand new one. Yeah.
And the width is close to the same as our tow vehicle. That was the same with the little guy Max that we loved. It was only 7 feet wide.
Yeah, yeah.
So we knew if our truck fit through somewhere and I think our truck was a little bit wider, actually.
Yes, it was. It was.
So that if our truck could fit somewhere, the little guy could fit somewhere, and it was like no sweat.
Especially with the mirrors, it was. But no, it was a dream. What's one thing I will say about the little guy Max? It's an absolute dream to tow, and it taught me how to back. And that was the hardest thing for me, is backing. But once I got that down, it's a great little trailer to tow. I'm
going to throw this question out at you.
Okay.
Because we've had this conversation briefly, but I think it's important for people to hear.
Okay.
So the little guy Max comes with the Furrion backup pre-wired for the system monitor.
Yes.
And you can buy the camera separate for a couple $100.
Yes.
Do you feel that's a must purchase? Do you need that to back up, or
no?
Is it nice to have type of thing, or must have?
I think it's a nice to have. It's probably very helpful if you're traveling solo and you don't have somebody who can jump out and help you back, like you would, like say, okay, you're about 2 feet away from this. But to me, do you
want to tell him his window's open? Okay.
No, he just closed it. See.
Oh, okay.
But the I don't think it is necessary. I think it's a nice to have. A lot of people mentioned, oh, it helps me. Well, I know I've passed a vehicle, I can move over in the lane, and it's so short. It's 18 feet long, or 21 feet with the tongue. You can tell depth
that
perception
was one of the
wise.
things that I thought we needed at the beginning, but we were crunching numbers at the time. I was overly worried whether or not we'd have enough money to hit the road, so we didn't buy it.
I thought we needed it too.
And then by the time we got to the point where I was like, okay, we could suck it up and spend the money on it, you are already, no, we
Past
don't
that.
need it.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
So it was that quick of a learning curve with this thing, and this is coming from Russ, who had never backed stuff really before.
Yeah, so here's the short and skinny on it. If you're traveling alone solo and you're going to be backing into spots, it would be very helpful if you have somebody rolling with you, like Carrie and I, you have a partner with you, then no, you probably would not need it.
So Adria asks, what is the best feature of your Class A? Would you like to what would you like to have that you don't have, and what would you recommend we make sure we get?
Okay, so
three-part question. First one,
let's
what's
do the best feature?
feature?
The best feature is the solar and the lithium batteries. 960 watts of solar. We don't need to plug in ever. Never, ever, ever. It's amazing. And we can run the AC. And this is during the daytime now. At nighttime, you don't want to try to run the AC and you don't want to try to run the microwave. But during the day, we can run all that stuff.
Even on
not a
fairly
problem.
cloudy days, too.
Oh, yeah.
No, that has transformed the way that we've traveled. So a solar package, and I'm just talking about when we want to pull over at a rest stop, or the other night, well, for example, right now, we're plugged into different things so our batteries don't run down.
Yeah.
We can work on our computer.
What she means is we're plugged in, our phones are plugged in, our laptops are plugged in. So the number one thing is to have a good electrical package. We're talking solar, we're talking lithium batteries, and we're talking an inverter.
Yes. Those, and you're seeing more and more units come out with those packages available. That's where I would rather spend the money, and you can always fix certain aesthetics later on to, make it look cuter or nicer.
Yeah.
But that has really transformed the way we camp. And even if you are someone that likes to stay at campgrounds a lot, let's go back to the story that we mentioned earlier where there was that couple stuck out in West Yellowstone trying desperately to find a campground somewhere.
Yeah.
And then there was no place that they could really find for a campsite, but let's say you could find a free spot to boondock somewhere.
Yeah, a parking lot or something.
A parking lot. You've suddenly got, you may not have a great view, but you can still function. You can still do everything in your unit for a period of time.
So, and here's a way to explain this. Carrie and I can spend the night in a Walmart in this rig. Or like last night, we can spend it in the middle of nowhere with no cell connection, no nothing, no lights. But with our solar and our batteries, it is like we are plugged in.
Yeah,
There's no difference.
We watched a DVD. I was able to cook. We had the lights running.
Yeah.
So that does make a huge difference. So solar
Okay, so
would be huge.
that's the best.
What would you like to have that you don't have?
Oh, what I would like to have that we don't have.
Besides a cup holder next to your driving seat.
We really have everything on this. I mean, that was what made this such a steal. Let's see. What would I like to have that I don't have? Maybe a slide out. Just a little bit more room.
A little more room.
I mean, even though
huge.
we've got 34 foot, maybe just a little bit more width room. Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand we lived for 6 months in the little guy nonstop.
So this is like a mansion to us right now.
So we've got a ton of room. So even just the idea of a slide, that's just like, oh, we're getting fancy now.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the ability to kind of think of all these things and you find a really great deal that has that, get as much room as you can afford.
Yeah.
I think.
So I mean, to give you an idea of when I say this thing has everything, I mean it has 960 watts of solar. It has lithium batteries. I know I've said that like 17 times during this
Russ
thing.
is going to make a T-shirt that says, "I have 960 watts of solar."
It has lithium batteries. We have the inverter. We have a WeBoost in here. We have, oh golly, I mean everything you can think of. This thing has. I mean, huge tanks.
I would say I wish I had more counter space.
Yeah.
I have more than what I had in the Little Guy Max. Not a lot. But the ability to kind of have a little bit of a
Spread out.
larger workspace. Now I understand in all these RVs when you walk through and the salesman will say, "Oh, you have these great little covers that go on your sink to give you additional counter
Carrie can't
space."
stand those.
Well, what if I have to use the sink, to fill up a pot and stuff like that, and then I've got all my stuff I've got to move out of the way? Well, then, we have this cover over the stove. Well, I need to use the dang stovetop too.
Okay.
So that would be, if you can get
More counter space. Yes.
that would be good. And then the last one, what would you recommend we make sure we get?
I would recommend you get solar. I mean,
Yeah.
really, Carrie said it right. When we got the solar inverters, and it has just changed our ability to
Do everything.
to do
we want.
whatever we want. We would stay out for 3-4 days in the Little Guy Max. Part of that though was due to the small tank capacity, but so I think maybe solar and the largest tank capacities
Yeah, that's a good
you
point.
can get will allow you to stay out. We have stayed 10 days boondocking in a row in Pahrump and never had a single issue when it came to
Yeah, we didn't
tanks
have to move the
or
truck, move Boone at all.
electricity. So I think the recommendation is get as much solar and battery and get as much water storage, gray, black, and fresh.
So Crow's Nest said, "I would love to see your driving tips. We're hitting the road in October. Never RV'd before. Getting our Ford 250 diesel Monday and travel trailer soon."
Nice. Okay, I will do that video. I'll put that on the hot list there.
So let's see. So Rosebuds Travels, they have the backup. So this is, another person's good viewpoints on backup things. They added an AudioVox wireless backup to their Casita, which was only $96.
Okay.
So that's a great option if you didn't want to spend like the $400 or $500 that a
With a
Furrion.
Furrion, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of in that middle ground where you think, okay, I'd like that peace of mind to have it just to get started and get comfortable, but I don't want to spend a lot of money, that's a great option. So thank you so much, Lewis.
Exactly. And again, you take our opinions with a grain of salt there, because you have to understand that our RVing is different than your RVing, which may be different from somebody else's RVing. So just go with what you feel comfortable with.
So Haas said, "Okay, I'm going to kiss the cat and put the wife outside for the night." Good night, guys.
All right, good night, Haas.
Love you too. 3 for the Road RV said, "Got to go now to Night All RV DM." We're right at.
Yeah.
We went over our hour
We
by
did,
a minute. So
Yeah, because we were deep into answering questions, so I just let it go.
Jim said, "So many questions. I'll hit you up on Q&A Tuesday." Yes, send them to us. We can elaborate more on those.
Speaking of Q&A Tuesday, please use the voicemail stuff unless you're too nervous to. I get it, and I
Donna,
understand
we
that.
got your message
We
today.
got one
Thank
from
you.
Donna. We'd like to add some more, so hit up our website, www.theroadsweroam.com. Any single page will have that orange tab on the side that says leave voicemail, and that's how you can leave us a voicemail.
All right. Good night, all. We are going to wrap up this Friday evening. You all be safe, and we will see you or talk to you on Sunday.
Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking with us. We still have, 30 people, and we had no visual, so you guys are great
You are
people. We
awesome.
appreciate it.
You're all awesome. Thank you so much.
Stacy's making fun of me. Wondermus.
That is a good word. I haven't picked up that you said that.
Look, you see me? I'm waving at the camera still.
Russ,